Now, we don't normally get too much into covering sports on the page, but it looks like the NFL came really close to having an LGBT scandal, and we certainly do cover that in politics on the page all the time. Week 1 of the NFL, first games of the season, the Chicago Bears quarterback showed up for practice with fingernail polish on all of his nails. Very girly looking hand. You'll see, looks straight up like a woman's hand. And some of the older members of the Fox NFL pregame show clearly were not prepared for what they seen, considering the alpha male era they came from.
Playing at home, they say if you look good, you feel good, you play good. This is how he came on the field today. Look at his nails. He has them painted, and he has the Bears and his number 18 on his nails.
You missed the part. You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good.
Now, you don't see it in that segment that much, but Terry Bradshaw looked at his hands like, what the fuck is essentially how he's looking like. I can't believe he painted his fingernails. And then when they go back to talking, this topic is going to come up, and you're going to hear how much Terry Bradshaw really resents this.
Last year, and I think now he had the coach who's going to put him in the best position.
What if I'd have painted my fingernails in 1970? Black on this side and gold on this side. How would that?
I was hoping you would just stop and not even think about that.
It's okay.
Just say kids.
I know. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just.
Hey, look.
It is all good right now. All right, we talked about Carolina. I think one thing that will actually...
Look at the host. Like, I thought we stopped talking about that. The host is trying to move the program on. He can clearly see that this might cause issues with the LGBT community. But Jimmy Johnson, old school, just like Terry Bradshaw, they not done with this gay-ass shit. Back in the day, slurs were part of being in the locker room. That was a gay-ass throw. You throw like a girl. That's how they talked. So the idea of seeing a dude on the field with fingernails painted, orange that looked like, by the way, his hands, feminine as hell. Look at those hands. No way in hell any alpha male would think that this is coming from a quarterback. His hands look like a girl's hands. And Terry Bradshaw was clearly cringed about it. Now, Howie Long in that segment, Howie Long just has his head down. Probably cringeworthy to him as well, but he's smart enough to know how society has evolved and changed, and this stuff is acceptable. So he's not getting involved. Clearly, Michael Strahan is aware, but Terry Bradshaw and Jimmy Johnson is still from a previous era, and I can guarantee you during the commercial break, they said some shit that probably should not be aired, and Fox was certainly trying to quiet them down because they don't need the phone calls from the LGBT community or to appear in news segments that have nothing to do with sports because Terry Bradshaw went off the lamb. Not to mention it could hurt some of their contracts. People have been suspended for this shit. But at the end of the day, with these men, having a past of playing with some hardcore alpha males, they're not used to this. And it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, certainly in Terry Bradshaw's case when the guy is over 70 years of age. Seeing young kids showing up to play football with their fingernails painted. But how about you? Is this the norm now? Do you see this as the norm, or are you too still from the old school where this is simply inappropriate to have a grown-ass man with their fingernails painted?
Who would that be?
Hey, TB, if you'd paint your fingernails, I think you'd look a lot better.
I thought we stopped that.
See, they had to literally stop Bradshaw and Jimmy Johnson from continuing to make jokes about this shit. But what about you? Have you come to accept this? Is this the norm now for you?